This is Tanya Amisi. She's stylish, has expensive tastes, and travels the world. She's also thought to be funding it with benefits totalling hundreds of thousands of pounds. I've come to meet the investigators who are trying to catch her.
Oh, hi, Richard.
Mo Stanislas.
Good, nice to meet you.
And undercover officer Helen. Mo and Helen specialise in investigating high-value fraud cases. But the woman they're after is brazen and smart.
This is her company, fake company, Le Chateau d'Or. That's her.
That's her.
Yeah.
Tanya Amisi is a single mum who works on a minimum wage in a betting shop. At least, that's what she claimed.
And according to this website, she's got a fashion house.
She's selling exclusive designer wear. Very expensive prices, so it shows that she's not being genuine with the information she's given.
Tanya's life, which they've found played out over the internet, suggests glamour and wealth. But it's a lie. She's a crook. They started investigating her after she was arrested for trying to cash false checks. The police found fake IDs and bank statements in her flat that showed large amounts of money being paid into them by councils across London.
So within a few days of each other, we've got Westminster Council paying housing benefit, London Borough of Brent, Hackney starts paying her.
They're big sums, aren't they?
They're massive amounts. That's over £3,500 within a couple of days of each other.
We tend to do multiple ID frauds, but hers is off the scale in the fact that she's manipulated so many different local authorities and they're unaware of it.
How much do you think she's taken, just from looking at the file?
20, 30,000.
And that's only a snapshot.
A snapshot of a couple of months here in 2010. When we started to look further into it, we realised that they were live. We've got live benefit claims running at this moment in time.
They found 3 housing benefit claims she's currently making in boroughs across London. It's evidence of a crime, but they need to link her to the bank accounts. The plan now is to launch an undercover surveillance operation.
Yeah, could all units just take up their original plot position?
In London, Mo and Helen have started a major surveillance operation. Their target, a sophisticated fraudster, Tanya Amisi, has amassed 13 fraudulent housing benefit claims using false identities. They want to see what else she's been up to. Tanya's doing pretty well for herself. She lives in Chelsea, one of the most expensive areas in the country.
Yes, back to your visual.
The team has cancelled most of her housing benefit claims. And this morning, one of the few councils she's still getting money from has called her in for a meeting.
So we have a feeling that she may turn up in order to get paid. And if she doesn't, my feeling is that she's got other claims that we haven't located as yet.
Stand by. Email, possibly subject 1, out of the address with a young child. She's wearing a blue puffer jacket with a brown handbag. Heading towards Lots Road.
Way away from the stand and through lights on green.
Yeah, just to confirm that Lima 2 is now in the vicinity. Yes.
Over to you, Bishop.
She drops her child off at school, but instead of going to the council for her meeting, she goes back home and stays there.
She must have something else up her sleeve.
The local authority investigator, benefit assessor, has called her, and when she's asked to speak to Tanya Westwood, the person on the phone line has turned around and said, "Who?" And then she said, "Oh, yes." And then the phone has gone off, so the assessor's called, made an attempt to call her again, and it's gone to answering machines. So we'll just sit tight and wait to see what happens.
Yes, Beaver 1 has the visual.
Over the next 3 days, they're going to try to find out if she has any accomplices and see what bank card she uses in an attempt to link her to the fraudulent claims.
Yeah, she's crossing the road towards because I was shopping.
The loss of her housing benefits doesn't seem to have affected her much.
She's on the upper level in Nando's.
Nish, can I confirm she's held at a bus stand across the road from Harrods?
Please don't tell me she's going to Harrods.
She's going to Harrods.
You're shopping in Harrods.
Yes, subject is now walking through the cosmetic section on the ground floor.
Yes, she's walking through the children's designer section.
She's got a few bags. Her son's got a bag. They've been having a great time.
Yeah, relays into the cinema.
The surveillance links Tanya to the bank accounts being used for fraud. The investigation also throws up another bank account they weren't aware of.
This is a fraction of Tanya Westwood, Tanya Misi's claims that we've got from some of the local authorities in London.
It's 3 months on, and they've now built up a fuller picture of how Tanya operates.
Whilst we were out on surveillance, she had actually had a live claim in the borough of Newham. It transpired that she took out a tenancy agreement with a private housing association. She then further sublet the flat to 3 other individuals, took deposits from them, and they were also paying her just over £500 a month rent, each of them. On top of that, she went back to Newham Council and claimed housing benefit.
By stealing the housing benefit and then subletting the flat, she was making up to £3,000 a month on a single property. It's a scam, she repeats over and over, and always ends the same way. The tenants get thrown out.
It's become obvious that this is her thing, this is her MO, and this is what she does because it's easy money. She obviously don't care about people's lives. She wrecks people's lives. As long as her life is okay, she uses it to buy designer clothes, and she uses it to show off on the internet. You know what I'm looking forward to? Getting her arrested. It'd be just nice to say that we've shut you down, and you can't do this anymore. And you know, we're not going to allow you to get away with it.
With a mountain of evidence against her, the plan is to arrest Tanya Amisi in the next few days. In London, there's been a dawn raid. Tanya Amisi, the woman with multiple identities, has been arrested in her Chelsea flat.
This interview is being recorded. Can you please state your name?
Tanya Amisi.
She looked a little startled, but I think even though she was startled, she remained confident, because I don't think she was 100% sure what it was all about.
So far, Helen and Mo have found Tanya's made 37 claims from 22 councils and used 4 different identities to get them.
Well, you've given your details today as Tanya Amisi. Are you known by any other names?
Tanya Amisi or Tanya Westwood?
Any other names apart from those 2 that you've been using?
No.
Now, you're known by a number of aliases, including Tanya Amidi, Mbeko Amisi, Tanya Amisi, Tanya Misia, and Tansi Amisi. Why would the Home Office have those details for you as aliases when you told me the only 2 names you use are Tanya Amisi and Tanya Westwood?
I have no idea.
Initially, at the beginning of the interview, I think she was very relaxed and very cocky.
How do you support yourself to live?
You can find out. I don't know. No comment.
You don't know how much you pay rent?
You should know, isn't it?
I'm asking you a question.
I'm telling you, no comment.
We put you under surveillance last October. and we followed you. So why are you claiming money for an address where you don't live?
So when we brought out the fact that we actually did surveillance on her and we followed her, she didn't say anything, but there was a look of shock and horror on her face that we actually followed her numerous days to see what she was up to. She realised she was in trouble.
With Tanya under arrest, her flat is searched. It provides an eye-opening insight into her life.